All right. Hi, everyone. It's Kristen and Nasia of Maisons Partners. Today, we are joined by Melissa Alexis, the CEO and founder of Cultural Fabric. We really wanted to connect with Melissa and have her come share with you guys, just because things are challenging right now, to put it mildly, with the pandemic. Um, I know personally, it's challenging trying to just maintain my mental wellness, mental health, as well as do all of those things that I know I need to do in order to kind of keep my life running, like, my business and all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to speak to Melissa today to give us a little bit more, so give us some tools for our toolbox. And just kind of give us an intro how to cope and how to transcend during these difficult times, and also to give us some, like I said, some tools for our toolbox on how we can better cope using yoga and meditation. So, Melissa, if you'd like to share.
Kristen. So I'm deeply honored to be here with you. Thank you, Kristen and Nasia, for inviting me and for carving out the time for this really important conversation on also an experience that I'm going to guide you all through this evening. So again, my name is Melissa Alexis. I'm the founder and CEO of Cultural Fabric, a Boston-based business, and I'm online. So although I'm based in Boston, now accessible to everyone everywhere, which is a joy. And although this comes in a very challenging time, I have used it as an opportunity to turn my business to its essential, the essence of what we do, which is to share these tools that come from yoga, meditation. I'm also an African-based dancer. So sharing the tools from ancient traditions to help guide us during this time. And so the tool I'm here to talk about today, or the mechanism, the technique, is yoga, of which meditation is a part. And so a lot of times people think of those two things separately, and actually meditation is one of what we call the limbs of yoga. So today I'm here to share sort of an education around, well-rounded education about yoga and meditation, and then sort of how does it apply to us? How can we use it during this time? And so being one of the limbs of yoga, meditation, also a doorway to meditation is our breathing. And so the breath is known as our life force energy in that philosophy. And the breath really helps us use our physiology, so we can actually change our physiology by regulating our breathing and by becoming more aware of our breathing, to change our psychology. So you mentioned, Kristen, about mental wellness during this time. It's critical, for us to take care of ourselves. And we talk about self-care, we hear about self-care, but we might not know some other deeper practices that we can do to turn inward, to really care for ourselves, to really nurture and become more aware of ourselves. And the more aware we are of our feelings, the sensations in our bodies, or where it's coming from, the more we can address it, and the more we can take care and nurture ourselves through this time, which is a lot of what we need to do. I think about the words self-soothing as a phrase that is so applicable during this time. So for us to first become aware of, how do we self-soothe? What are the things that we turn to? And some of those things are outside of ourselves, to soothe ourselves with a good cup of tea, or a good book to read, or a show to kind of get lost in. Those are all soothing things. And there's also a way to soothe ourselves through breathing and through meditation that can help us, as we go through this time. And so the first thing, and feel free to hop in if you have any questions or prompts for me, Kristen.
Okay, not anything right now. We just have a few people just tuning in and just saying hello.
Beautiful. hello, everybody who's joining. Really, really happy that you're here. This is a really critical conversation for us around how we can take care of ourselves during this time and how we can use yoga, of which meditation is a part of yoga, and the idea of mindfulness, which is just coming to a state of heightened awareness. That's what mindfulness is. So when you hear this word in your businesses and, just in society, what does mindfulness really mean? It means coming to a state of heightened awareness. And so we can use the tools of our breathing and of our concentration and then leading to meditation to come to that greater state of awareness. So on that train of thought, why don't we do an experience, and it's just for a few moments of us to just really bring ourselves to either a seat, or if you are in your living room standing, there's no right or wrong. You can be wherever you are. And just notice, stop, pause, so you're really taking a pause here. I close my eyes instinctively because it turns the attention inward. You can also, if that doesn't feel good for you, just keep your gaze soft and look out at something unmoving, unchanging. And then ask yourself the essential question, how do I feel? How many times do we go through our day not asking ourselves or coming to a realization of how we feel in every moment? So take a moment, take a deep breath in, open the mouth and send the air out of the mouth. And ask yourself, how do I feel? And give yourself the answer. It's usually the first answer that comes to you. It can be about your mood. It can be about the quality of your thoughts. Is the mind racing or is there space? It can also be about physical sensation. You might feel something in the body. And so just notice, naming that to yourself, and feel free if you have a comment, a word or a phrase that comes to you as you ask yourself this question, you can share that experience with us through the chat. So send us the word or phrase that comes to you. We want to know how and what's coming up for you. That'll help guide us in this time together.
We have Jeanette. Did you see? She said that she's relaxed.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I personally did not feel that. I felt a little like I was a little anxious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that's coming up, a lot of energy swirling about. And if we think about ourselves in our homes, we're usually out and about and doing a lot of things that, where we're expending our energy. And so now that we're at home, things are slowing down and we're quieting maybe a little bit more, or at least, we don't have as much running to and from as we used to do. So that means that the less external movement means that when that calms down, your mind starts to maybe pick up and start sending some messages to you about the energy that you're feeling. And so that can come through as overwhelm or anxiousness. There can be an additional sense of just feeling tired, or just feeling, kind of like a little stagnant, like you don't want to do anything. So there are a lot of things that can come through, and all of those we just meet. Yoga teaches us in meditation to just witness, to meet those with compassion and with non-judgment. So usually, we have such judgment on ourselves about how productive can I be during this time. As we go days. Yeah, a lot about productivity comes up. And for me, what has really been coming to me so clearly during this time is about this time being reductive, things being reduced to its essential nature. And so as you think about that, you can think about, okay, this is a different time, a different time that offers a painful growth opportunity. So I acknowledge the suffering, I acknowledge the pain that comes with this time, both in terms of people's physical, very real physical suffering, or we're witnessing the suffering of others. And it requires us to slow down a bit. And so meditation is a tool, and breathing is a tool for us to give ourselves that time to slow down and to change our framework. So to shift that lens out of productivity into really what is essential for me to do? What do I need right now? and then addressing those needs. And it's kind of a circle where you are always then returning to yourself, maybe at the beginning of the day, the end of the day, the next day, asking yourself, how do I feel? And then the next essential question, I just referenced it, is what do I need? And so giving yourself that answer. So take a pause. We'll pause again in your seat or standing or wherever you are. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, empty. Turning back inward. Ask yourself, what do I need? And give yourself that answer and be as honest as you can. It's for you. And so if there's a word or a phrase that pops up about what you need, and particularly you can extend it to this time, what do you need out of this time? What piqued your interest in coming to this session? Drop a word or a phrase in the chat about what you need from this time. And as we go along and as we experience, you'll notice that I start to leave more and more space. And that's not necessarily for a response. That's us slowing down. And so I'm going to slow us all down collectively as we go along. And so taking a moment, and if there's anything to share about what you need, I'll hear that from Kristen.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for some responses.
And as we sit in the space, start to notice and attune to your breathing.
We have Jeanette.
This is an experience and an education, right? And information. So as we are in between when I'm not speaking, go back to paying attention to your breathing.
Yeah, Jeanette said,
or just notice that you're breathing and tap into the grace that there is just in connecting with your breath. The fact that you breathe, and if we're so lucky, when we breathe out, we don't have to think about the next breath in. That's grace. That we tap into the life force energy of what has us here, which is the breath.
Yes. Someone
so as
just
we tap into what we need, we come to what is the definition of yoga? Why is this for me? Why is this even a thing for me to do or to incorporate in my days going forward? I really, through Cultural Fabric, I advocate for people, and the way that I teach is for this to linger and to sort of be part of your day to day, so that you can feel like you, before a meeting, you are doing your breathing exercises in preparation. Before bed, you are meditating. Whatever, it can be for short snippets of time, but to integrate that into your day. And what is yoga and why is it good? So yoga means to yoke. So if you think about two things or multiple things coming together, you're yoking. And what you're yoking back together is your mind, your body, and your spirit. So we usually hold these things separate. We operate from the brain, and then we operate separately the body. We're joining those. And so it is actually meditation and yoga, which is what we think of as the physical practice of yoga, that you see people doing all sorts of postures, or maybe you practice. And those physical postures are in preparation for our body to be able to sit for periods of time in meditation. And so it is a science of the mind, ultimately. It is a philosophy. It has many philosophies attached to it. And one of the philosophies I already mentioned about breathing being the gateway to being able to control the mind. And you are basically controlling your mind to come back to its natural state. And the natural state is of stillness. It's not the up and down, which we all experience. I experience it too. So the up and down, the roller coaster of the stories that the mind tells you, and then how your emotions react and how your body goes into that reactive state. For us right now, during this pandemic, a lot of us might experience that as fight or flight, what is known as fight or flight, which we know the heart starts to race. We find that we have that anxiety or that overwhelm. And so what yoga does, though it's a science of the mind, you're going through the body to get to the mind, because this is our vehicle. And so as you go through the body to get to the mind, you are turning on through the breathing and through, if you're doing yogic postures and through meditation, you're switching on what's called your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of the fight or flight. That is your opportunity to tell your body to calm down without saying those words, with just using the breathing and using those exercises. And there is a long, long history of Black people in this country, of people of color in this country, having a connection to yoga and to yogic principles. Again, it's the philosophy and the controlling the mind to control behavior. So Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a good friend of a Vietnamese Buddhist monk named Thich Nhat Hanh, who is now in his 90s, and they were friends, and they learned a lot from each other in terms of principles of nonviolence. Dr. Martin Luther King also really gained a lot in the relationship between his principles and the principles of Gandhi from India. So these yogic principles again. So, and I'm taught by, I'm lucky enough to be connected to many elders of color in the US who have been working on both through the body and mind, the ancient, in going back before India, the ancient connection of yoga to ancient Kemet. And so this practice is for all of us. And it has amazing benefits to be able to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, to tell the body to calm down, which is what that does, so that you can, feel that sensation of self-soothing and calm. And then ultimately, we call this coping and transcending, because ultimately you can have those moments where you peek into the idea of being able to transcend the suffering of the physical body. And so, anytime that I'm not feeling well, I go right into meditation. And one of those results, one of those benefits, although, again, you have to experience it for yourself to know it as a benefit, is that I don't in that moment feel connected to my physical body. I feel I'm here and I feel grounded, which is the work that we do through the breathing, is to make sure that we're grounded in the body. And there's nothing, that I'm calling on, or that or an entity that I'm praying to. I'm really just with myself and my mind and my breath. And that takes me into a state of concentration. So my concentration is a one-pointed focus, which is one aspect of the meditative process that leads you to meditation. So we concentrate on one point of focus and we guide ourselves to meditation, which is where we find the space. You hear people talking about no thought. We can't, in actuality, stop our thoughts in a forceful way. What we're doing in meditation is finding the space in between thoughts. And so you start to feel that space. And then the benefit is that as you come out of meditation, you feel that relaxation, you feel ease, and you feel a sense of having tapped into that space. And so what that allows for, I've heard people as they come out of meditation say, I have more space in my mind. If anybody can relate to when your mind feels really full and when you feel that you have space, those are, two experiences that can happen very closely together. And we can bring ourselves from a busy mind, with the thoughts racing, which has implications for our body. Our heart will race along with those thoughts, to a state where there's more space, more ease, the heart rate slows down, you feel more aware, more alert. I've had the experience where, I'm just more aware of details after. I'm more aware of my senses. I'm more aware of my emotions and how I'm feeling. So these are some of the benefits of meditation. So let us go into some more into practice. We've already been practicing as we asked ourselves those two essential questions. We'll go through it again, and then we'll go into some breathing exercises, and then we'll go into the concentration, which takes us into meditation. And before we get there, we'll activate our body a little bit. Since a lot of us are in chairs, And I know so many people have Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting
Yes.
for their jobs. We'll do a little bit of chair yoga, postures and chairs that you can easily do every single day that can help your body just feel, again, it can bring you that sense of ease. As we know, stretching releases, endorphins, and so it helps us feel better pretty immediately. If there's anybody at home who has, you have any injuries or you have any reason why you don't want to participate, either physically or in the meditation, please trust yourself and know that you are the sovereign authority of your mind, your body, and your spirit. But don't do anything that will harm you or that doesn't feel good to you or that doesn't sound good to you, even. You can observe. So get to a place where you're seated comfortably, but your back is off of the back of the chair. You can, if you need it, go ahead and sit back. But if you don't need it, we're training the spine to sit a little bit more erect so that you can feel the energy coming from the crown of the head down to the seat. And there's space in the ribs, space in the lungs. Bring the palms of the hands down to the thighs. You can place them face down on the thighs. And then bring your elbows soft so that the elbows aren't bracing. Just notice if there's tension anywhere. So you can wiggle around a little bit and move and just notice where you hold tension. And anywhere where you're holding tension, you might need to release it first. I hold tension in my neck. So you might release that and then bring your head back on top of the spine and spine comfortably erect. And as you feel comfortable, close the eyes or take a soft gaze. Turning the attention inward again. And just notice that you breathe. So I know that sounds like a funny comment, but notice that you breathe. Many of us don't stop and notice that we breathe, and then notice how you're breathing. And without judgment or without altering it, just notice the pace of your breathing, how fast it's going. Are you breathing in and out of your nose or in through the nose, out through the mouth? How are you breathing? Just take a moment and notice that. Bring your attention there. And as we cultivate this ability to be still so that we can experience the true original stillness of the mind, we cultivate within ourselves the lessening of any fidgeting. So it's common, especially if there's a lot of physical sensation or if the mind's doing stuff, you might fidget, and that's okay. Just notice. Notice if you're doing that. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths as you're ready. You can keep the eyes closed and just follow the directions to the best of your ability of my voice. Inhale and lift your shoulders up to your ears. Open the mouth and exhale. Send the shoulders down the back as you exhale. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, release the shoulders back and down the back. And you notice I'm breathing pretty loudly. You can do the same. Breathing in, breathing out, send the air out. Notice now with the shoulders down the back, my chest is broad. Keep the broadness of the chest and just soften the belly. Soften the ribs and send your gaze, your chin parallel to the floor so that you're not quite looking up or down. And we'll go into breath regulation. This is a preparatory exercise called equal breathing. You breathe in through your nose for 4 and out of your nose for 4. I'll take us there. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. This time, seal the lips, exhale through the nose if you can. Deep breath in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, count in your own head 2 more times. Breathing in for 4, count in your head. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release the breath. Return to breathing normally. And just notice how you feel in this moment. Give yourself that answer. We're going to breathe in for 4 and work our way to breathing out, lengthening the exhalation to 8 counts. I'll guide us there. The doubling of the exhalation, it impacts what's called the vagus nerve. It activates it, turns it on. That's in the belly area. And so as we exhale, this time we're going to squeeze on the exhalation, belly button squeezing back towards spine. And then when you inhale, inflate the belly like a balloon. And then as you exhale, deflate the belly. So I know that's a lot to take in. Do what comes to you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the nose, empty. Inhale for 4. Inhaling. Exhale for 4. Exhaling through the nose. Counting in your head. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze belly button back to spine. Hold it for a second. Release. Return to breathing regularly. Check in again with yourself. See what physical sensation you feel. What is the quality of your thoughts now? What is your mood or your emotions that are coming up? Place the hands a little further forward on the knees. You can open the eyes if you'd like. As you inhale, lift the chest, lift your gaze, breathe in, and send the gaze up. As you exhale, press your palms into your thighs, send the chin toward chest, and reach the back of your back for the back of your chair. So you're rounding the spine. Inhale, reverse that. Lift the head, lift the heart. Exhale, press into the thighs, round the spine, drop the chin toward chest. Connect to the out breath. Breathing in. Pressing to the palm, breathing out. Belly button towards spine. Upright the torso, returning to neutral. You can release your hands down to the sides of your chair if you're in a chair, or if you're standing, just down to your sides. Bring your right arm up. And take a deep breath in, lengthen your side waist. And you can even just lengthen it with the hand. And as you exhale, tilt over to the side. Keep your heart facing forward. Take a deep breath in, come up. Exhale down. You don't have to go very far. Just doing what is waking up the spine. Opposite arm up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift both arms. Look up at the space in between your arms and send your head back on top of the body. Inhale, lengthen the side waist. And as you exhale, turn your belly button to one side or the other, and then open the arms like a T. And so you're reaching from end to end with your hands, continuing to turn from the belly button. And on your inhale, come back to the center, reach up, look up, bring the chin down to neutral. Take a deep breath in, lift the side waist. Make sure the shoulders go down the back on the exhale. Inhale, lift the side waist. Exhale, turn to the opposite side and then extend the arms front to back. And you can keep the gaze to the side, or you might look back for that back hand. Breathe into the belly. On your next inhalation, come back, bring the arms up, look up, bring the palms together. And as you exhale, press down. So you're pressing palm to palm, this activating the muscles in your chest and your back. And you can do that again. Inhale, lift the arms. Press the palms together and exhale down. Breathing out. And I love a little bit of self-massage. So take your hands, rub them together. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the palms of the opposite hands to the opposite shoulders. Start to knead. You might feel the energy, a little heat that is built. That made me a little sweaty. And you might take one hand to one arm, and then the other. And you can work your way down to your hands. A lot of us are on keyboards all day. So massaging the hands, the palm, the joints of the fingers. And then you can pull. This is a gentle thing. It's just a compression. It's not really pulling, but just massaging each finger from one end to another. And then do the opposite arm, working your way down to the hand and allowing yourself to find that massage with the hand. And really, I'm going quickly, but you can take care with this and take time. And this could really involve the whole body. You can massage your hands, your arms, your legs. You could sit on the floor or even in your chair, just massaging. And as I said before, one place that we hold tension is in the neck. Sometimes that also comes from how we hold tension in the face. Nobody can see you. So move your face around and just make funny faces. Stretch the face. Let the lips hang slack and massage the neck. Back and then around to the front. Or you might just knead the back of the neck. Breathe. And when you feel complete, release the hands down to the thighs, and once again, check in with yourself, slowing down, checking for sensation, checking for feeling, checking for awareness, so that mindfulness. So when we pause in these ways, we're checking for the mindfulness, we're checking for what else we've become aware of, what else can we become aware of. So become aware in this moment of any ways that anything has shifted in either your thoughts, your mood, or physical sensation. And so now we turn to the concentration and meditation instruction, and that we've already done a lot of preparation for it. Now we're just going to go a little bit deeper into stillness, silence, and we'll leave time for questions at the end. I'll guide us into stillness, and then we'll sit for a number of moments in silence, and you'll hear my voice bringing us out of that silence. Try not to snap out of it. Some of us, that be our tendency, is just to come back to the external world. Let yourself ease back in. So once you turn your attention in, stay there for a while as you come out. So you might keep the eyes closed until we're all the way back. So see what you find. This is your journey, your experiment to see how this positively can impact you. And so bring your feet squarely to the earth if you're on a chair, just really grounding down, bringing the hands back to the thighs, palms facing down. Drape the shoulders, drape the elbows so that there's least amount of effort in the upper body. We're just holding up the spine. If you want to sit back and that feels better for you, do that. And bring your attention back to your breathing. And that can be in a number of ways. I suggest either bringing your attention to how your belly rises and falls, or bringing your attention to the tip of the nose, the air coming in and out. Notice for a moment in the nostrils how when you breathe in, it's cool. And then as you breathe out of the nose, the air is a little warmer as it has cycled through the body. Just notice that little detail. And then just let your breath be whatever pace it is, and just put your attention on it. So now we're putting that one pointed focus. And another anchor, the thing that's going to keep you focused, could be counting the breath like you did when we were breathing in for 4 and out for 4. So you can count the breath if that's useful. So this is all going on in your mind, whatever keeps your attention, your focus. You will decide, make a decision now to either keep the attention on the belly, the nose, or to count the breathing. But the anchor we have in common is the breath. This is called insight meditation. And the idea is for us to just be able to see our mind, see what our mind does when we come to stillness. So the thoughts will come, and instead of pushing them away, just allow them to come. And like clouds, so picture an expansive sky, and like the clouds, you know, when clouds pass by, they change shape, they might disappear. So rather than getting involved in the thoughts, just watch them. And you might label them thinking past, thinking future. We're usually in one of those places, either the past or the future in our thoughts. And then go right back to your anchor of the breathing, either counting or noticing the sensation of the breathing. And so as we go into that stillness, take a deep breath in. Exhale through the nose or the mouth and empty. Let the eyes be soft underneath the lids. Turn the gaze slightly upward without pitching the head back so that the neck remains easy. And now we just bring our attention to that one point of focus in the breathing. And as thoughts come, label them thinking past, thinking future. No judgment. Be gentle with yourself. Be easy with yourself. You're just cultivating your ability to witness yourself and witness with compassion whatever comes up. And then take your focus right back to the breath. We'll be here for a number of moments in stillness, in silence, and then you'll hear my voice. Begin to deepen your breathing. As you take your next deep breath in, collect all the smells that there are through the nose. So really breathe into smell. Open the sense of taste by moving the tongue around in the mouth and swallow a number of times. Open the sense of hearing, and for a few moments collect as many sounds as you can. Open the sense of touch, feeling the weight of your seat on your chair, feeling the clothes on your skin, any air that's moving around you. Become aware. And before you open your eyes, open your sense of vision, the sense of the internal vision, seeing what there is to see behind closed eyelids. And then as you're ready, open the eyes. And as you open the eyes, really look to see. And then look around your space and look to see. Look for detail. And then bring your gaze, your attention back to the center. And so this time, I would love to open it up for questions, for comments. And my general question to you to guide maybe some feedback and some realization and processing of this experience has been question, just what happened for you?
Okay, so we did have a few comments before about what they were expecting, and someone put something that I thought was very profound. They said encouragement from the session.
It might be on mine. It's going in and out for me.
Oh, can you hear?
Can you repeat?
Oh, I just wanted to double back a little bit. When you asked the question earlier on about what their expectations were from the session, someone put encouragement. That was one of the comments.
I'm sorry, I'm still having such a hard time hearing. Try one more time for me. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. When you asked what people were expecting from the session, someone said encouragement. So I think that was Jeanette. I think she's frozen a little bit. Okay, so we lost her for a little second. It is raining really badly in Atlanta where she is right now, and it's kind of affecting her Wi-Fi a little bit. So while we're waiting for her to get back to us, I did want to remind everyone that we are still doing the $25 gift card raffle. So 3 steps to enter today's raffle. One, like the Les Maisons Partners on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. 2, ask a question or provide a comment. Many of you have done that too. If you have any other questions from Melissa, she'll be back on shortly. Please do that. And also like the Cultural Fabric on Facebook and on Instagram. And I'm going to give you her Facebook and her link. in the comments. So you should be able to see that. So she is at Cultural Fabric on Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys can, just kind of take some time and do that and add any of your comments and questions in the comment section, that will be great. We'll also be sharing her website with you as well. So website, culturalfab.com. You can learn more about Melissa and her practice, some other information. She has a yoga class on, I believe, Google Hangouts. You can find out more on her social media platforms on how you can register for those classes. Okay, so she's back now, so we're gonna come back to Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
I'm actually here twice now.
Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, I've removed one of them, so okay, you're good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, as I was saying earlier, someone said that what they were looking for out of this session was encouragement. As well, someone else mentioned when you were discussing the breathing and how that really does center us, especially in situations that are stressful or anxiety ridden. Mm-hmm. So they're like, they really saw the benefit of that. I'm trying to, go through some of the comments and questions. Glina said that she feels more calm in her body now. So people are saying, they felt tension in their neck. Mm-hmm. I know me, even when I would get massages, they were like, "Oh my God, like what is happening?" We're gonna take an hour just to get you loosened up. So, a lot of people say that they carry tension in their neck and their back. So, they're saying that they see the difference. And while you're away, I shared your social media links, your Facebook, your Instagram. I put it in the comments and shared your website as well if they want to find out more information.
I just want to address the encouragement piece, mm-hmm. because I hope through this that if I've conveyed nothing else, I really want to share the message that through using our bodies in a particular way, we can find a way to let that encouragement, which comes from our bodies calming down and for us, our bodies feeling like, oh, I can sustain, I can make it through this day and the next and the next. I feel like that's what the breathing exercises and the meditation offers you. And that it gives you a way for your body to encourage you on. And so that's a lot of the ways in for me is through, okay, if my mind is doing something, I might not be able to change my mind with my mind. I might not be able to tell myself a different thing. So then this is just offering an alternative to, and I can definitely share a lot of encouraging words, because I find a lot of that through making myself still. I find a lot of that encouragement. And so there are practices that can go hand in hand, is making ourselves still, breathing, turning to the body to change our minds, and then figuring out what those messages were that came in. So for me, a lot of the messages that come in is right now I'm really just focusing on the light. There's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of heaviness. And so I'm looking for every opportunity, and a lot of that's in my mind, in my imagination, to tap into where I feel the light, and a lot of it is coming from that inner place. So one of the things I want to encourage us is to listen to our hearts. That can be really painful. because there is so much pain, but there's also great light there and great hope for returning to a sense of wholeness. So as you breathe and you picture that light in your heart, and or picture yourself, safely encased in the light, calling up whatever your traditions are, whatever your rituals are. But in yoga tradition, there is something at the heart called anahata, which is this, the meaning of that is just in Sanskrit language. The meaning is unstruck. And the unstruck means before we piled on our life's experience of pain and wounds, we actually have this clear place. Dr. Maya Angelou talks about it as that clear place. I remember listening to this video interview on YouTube of her. It was an audio on YouTube of her talking to a young woman. And she was saying, baby, there is a place inside of you that nothing can touch, that nobody can touch, no matter what the external environment or no matter what somebody has to say to you. There is a place inside of you that nobody can touch. It is that place that we are tapping into through yoga. And so that is my greatest hope during this time, is to be able to spread that we can find that place. We can find that place of where the ripples of the external chaos kind of slow down and give us the space to imagine, to not just imagine, but to live in our calm, which in the yogic principles is called equanimity. It's that internal state of calm and stillness, no matter what's going on outside of you. And so we have that opportunity through many different ways to find that place of stillness, of, this.
We lost her again.
I think, Kristen, also one of the big takeaways is you don't have to be a professional yoga teacher to get something out of yoga. You don't have to be one of the people who take yoga every day. This can be a great way to introduce yourself to the concept of yoga and meditation to calm yourself. So you don't have to have your head, your foot in back of your head. And I think that's one of the things that Melissa is saying, is that you can do this from an introductory level and really focus on your breathing and just calming yourself.
And I love that concept to introduce. I'd only heard it in reference to babies, but self-soothing. I thought that was great. Like, wow, yeah. So, like you said, finding those ways to calm your self down is huge. So we have some other people who are sharing. I've really enjoyed this experience. I felt very relaxed. Someone said that their favorite part was the palm presses while exhaling. Oh my gosh, that internet.
Yes, we've had some really bad storms here in Atlanta. So we obviously know that's one of the things that's going on. And Melissa's kind of tried to come in and out, but we really appreciate her being so steadfast.
Yes. Thank you, Melissa. We were saying, we're explaining the storms and everything, and keeps cutting out.
I apologize. Yeah, I'm on two devices here I'm going back and forth trying to get it to work. But I am so appreciative of this time together. And you all summed it up just perfectly. I came back to Nasia talking about, it's not about putting your head to, your toes or your feet above your head. That is the least of, although, the physical postures are a part, that's such a small part.
Right.
And it has just a way for us to be able to come to this calm and this self-soothing and this equanimity during this time.
Yeah, that's person. Thank you so much. I already shared with them that you do the yoga classes on Monday, Wednesday, and the Friday.
Yep, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So 3 times a week. It's that place where we just show up in a steady way. We're live together. So that gives us an opportunity for connection and community building. And we're coming into that online space from all over the country. So it's an opportunity to hear that you're not alone. in a lot of the experiences that you're going through right now. I also, on Wednesday, I'm hopping off right now to teach another meditation instruction session. And so on Wednesdays, I have a meditation group, one midday, if you want a midday break at 12, and then another at 8 p.m. And they're just a half hour so that, you know, it's short and sweet, and you get to really lock in your understanding of the practice.
Well, thank you so much. This was a fantastic introduction, and we have many thank yous going on in the comments.
Well, it is my joy. It's truly my joy to spend time sharing this wisdom that, you know, I acknowledge all my teachers and all the people who really, really come before me in teaching this information. And I love having the opportunity to teach what I can, to teach what I know and what brings me joy and tranquility. So thank you.
Thank you. Hi. Okay, so thank you all for joining us. This session will be recorded and live on our YouTube station tomorrow at the latest. I'll try to get it up tonight, but definitely by tomorrow morning. And again, if you have any questions, you know, please reach out to Melissa on her platforms. We're excited about, again, this week and the things that we have in store. So tomorrow, we're going to try to stay connected. We know a lot of people are doing virtual happy hours to stay connected with their friends and family during this time. So we are going to give you some tips on how to throw the perfect virtual happy hour, and we will be joined. Hey, this is life right now. There's a little one on the screen. So we will be joined by Pia Days, who is the owner of the mobile bartending business called Chocolate Tenders. And she will be showing us a signature cocktail. So we are very much looking forward to that tomorrow. So we hope you can join us again tomorrow. Nasia, any last words? Unmute for a second to say goodbye.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.